Nigeria is a great country and has always had a unique and proeminent position in China's foreign policy over the years. A sound China-Nigeria relationship not only benefits the two countries, two peoples, but also contributing to the solidarity of the global South. So as the new Chinese ambassador, I look forward to working with people from all walks of life to bring China-Nigeria relations to a new height. I have been here for roughly just 1 month, but I already fall in love with this country. It's a vast land, it's splendid history and culture, and of course, most importantly, it's friendly people. Wherever I go, I met with people with smiling faces. They wave hands at me and chanting China, China. So I think I'm very much welcome here. And I certainly will make sure that I will make Nigeria my second home. I'm very much looking forward to it. That being said, I think what we are going to do this morning is first I will do the brief, and then I will ask our two distinguished guests to offer their valuable insights and observations with regard to President TINUBU'S visit to China and also the FOCAC and China-Nigeria relations. And after that, we will open the floor. My colleagues and I were ready to answer questions from our dear journalist friend. One last word before I come to the point is I would like to personally thank you, all of you, our journalist friend here today. Actually, many of you have already known me. And I want to thank you for your strong support for me since I arrived as Chinese ambassador, because many of you have already published several of my articles. I thank you very much for that. So with this, I will do the brief. I will do the briefing. It's going to be divided in two parts. The first part is President TINUBU'S recent visit to China and his attendance at the FOCAC summit. The second part is the FOCAC summit. I think it's very important that we put into context of this visit. From the Chinese side, recently the 20th Central Committee of the Communist Party of China convened its third plenary session. The committee has decided to further deepen reform comprehensively and to promote national rejuvenation through Chinese modernization. From the perspective of Nigeria side, President TINUBU has proposed the renewed hope agenda and the 8 priority areas of economic recovery since he took office last year in an effort to promote Nigeria's social and economic development in an all-around manner. And then in the international context, the world today is undergoing transformation and turmoil, and the changes unseen in a century are unfolding in a faster pace. At this point of history, we all face the tasks of how to address the deficit in development, overcome security challenges, and enhance mutual learning between civilizations. Against this background, President TINUBU'S visit to China is of great significance to build on the past successes and to further advance China-Nigeria relations and China-Africa relations. So I summarize the significance into 4 aspects or 4 news, which is it opens a new era in our bilateral relations. Secondly, it maps out a new blueprint for China-Nigeria relations. And it opens a new prospect for our practical cooperation. And lastly, it injects new impetus into the global South solidarity. So this is my summary. So I will start with the first one. The visit opens a new era in our bilateral relations. China attached great importance to President Tinubu's visit and made a special protocol arrangement. I actually have had the great privilege and honor to accompany President Tinubu's visit, the whole process, throughout his whole process. This time we have leaders from all African countries which have diplomatic relations with China attending the summit, including the UN Secretary General, the AU Commission Chairman, and among all those leaders, President Tinubu was among the very few to be accorded a state visit, which fully reflects China's high respect for President Tinubu, Nigerian people, the great importance China attaches to Nigeria as a major country, and China's political commitment to developing bilateral relations and strengthening friendship between our two countries. During the visit, President Xi Jinping held a grand welcoming ceremony for President Tinubu. The two presidents held bilateral talks and witnessed the signing of many cooperation documents, which I will come to it later. And Premier Li Qiang met with President Tinubu and hosted him a banquet. President Tinubu addressed the opening ceremony of the FOCAC summit as the chairman of the ECOWAS and delivered a speech at a high-level conference on peace and security. He also led a delegation to visit some world-renowned Chinese companies operating in Nigeria, such as Huawei and CRCC. During the meeting between President Xi Jinping and President Tinubu, the two presidents agreed to upgrade China-Nigeria relations to a comprehensive strategic partnership. This is a very important promotion for China-Nigeria relations after the establishment of strategic partnership in 2005. Standing at a new historical point, our bilateral relations enter a new era of comprehensive strategic partnership. So this is why I said we enter a new era. President Xi Jinping spoke highly of Nigeria's status as a major country and our bilateral relations. He points out that China and Nigeria have shown great respect to each other, treated each other as equals, sought strength through unity, and pursued win-win cooperation. China is further deepening reform comprehensively and advancing Chinese modernization, which will bring more opportunities for the development of China-Nigeria relations. The two sides should join hands to realize modernization, respectively enhance strategic mutual trust, and strengthen the coordination of development strategies and people-to-people exchanges through high-quality cooperation. China supports Nigeria in combating terrorism, maintaining regional stability, and playing a great role in international and regional affairs. China is willing to strengthen coordination and cooperation with Nigeria in multilateral affairs and jointly safeguard the interest of developing countries. While President Tinubu extended appreciation for China's warm reception and fully agreed with President Xi Jinping's remarks on China-Nigeria relations, he said that the bilateral cooperation has boosted Nigeria's economic growth, and Nigeria hopes to become China's biggest trade and investment partner in Africa. Nigeria welcomes more Chinese companies to invest in Nigeria and contribute to the modernization of Nigeria and West Africa. Nigeria is grateful for the important training opportunities China provides for the youth in Nigeria, and it is willing to deepen people-to-people exchanges with China. President Tinubu reiterated that Nigeria firmly adheres to the One China principle and will continue to work with China to support each other on issues related to their respective core interests. He also said that Nigeria will work closely with China to achieve a complete success of the FOCAC summit. The meeting between the two heads of states has comprehensively reviewed the relations between China and Nigeria and set the tone for the future development and bilateral cooperation, which will provide political guidance for our bilateral relations for years to come. So this is the first point. The second is the visit maps out a new blueprint for China-Nigeria relations. After the meeting, our two heads of state jointly issued the joint statement between the People's Republic of China and the Federal Republic of Nigeria on establishing a comprehensive strategic partnership and building a high-level China-Nigeria community with a shared future. Focusing on 4 aspects, covering high-level strategic mutual trust, high-level development cooperation, high-level security mutual assistance, and high-level mutual understanding. The joint statement comprehensively elaborates on the essence of establishing a comprehensive strategic partnership between our two countries and building a high-level China-Nigeria community with a shared future, and maps out the blueprint for the future development of China-Nigeria relations. According to the joint statement, the two sides will firmly support each other on issues related to their respective core interests and major concerns, particularly on sovereignty and territorial integrity. Nigeria appreciates Chinese modernization, and China appreciates the efforts of Nigeria in enhancing regional peace and stability and promoting regional integration. Both countries are dedicated to facilitating synergies between the high-quality Belt and Road Cooperation and FOCAC conference outcomes with Nigeria's renewed hope agenda and 8 priority areas, and jointly promoting high-quality practical cooperation in all-around manner. Nigeria applauds and supports the vision of building a community with a shared future for mankind, the Belt and Road Initiative, the Global Development Initiative, the Global Security Initiative, and also the Global Civilization Initiative proposed by China. Both sides pledge to support each other's efforts in international affairs, including the UN, the G20, and BRICS. Both sides agree that human rights, including the right to development, are a common cause for all humanity and oppose the politicization of human rights issues, i.e., the interference in other countries' internal affairs and the protest of human rights. The two sides will strengthen coordination and cooperation in multilateral affairs and advocate an equal, orderly, multipolar world and universally beneficial and inclusive economic globalization. The two sides will jointly uphold peace, development, equity, justice, democracy, and freedom, the common values of humanity, and commit to a new approach to international relations focusing on win-win cooperation. The two sides will enhance high-level mutual learning and continue to explore the advantages of respective diversified cultures and ancient histories. Through mutual exchanges, mutual learning, and mutual understanding, they will continue to enhance the bond and friendship between the two peoples and promote mutual trust, interest sharing, and common progress. Let me stress that the joint statement elaborated on Nigeria's position on Taiwan question in an all-around and comprehensive manner. It states that the Nigerian side firmly adheres to the One China principle, acknowledges that there is but one China in the world, and the government of the People's Republic of China is the sole legal government representing the whole of China. And Taiwan is an inalienable part of China's territory. Nigeria opposes any form of Taiwan independence or interference in the internal affairs of China, and firmly supports all efforts made by the Chinese government to achieve national reunification. I think this fully reflects Nigerians' firm support for the One China principle, which is highly appreciated by Chinese side. The third point, the visit opens up a new prospect for China-Nigeria practical cooperation. During President TINUBU'S visit, the relevant government department of the two sides signed a total of 13 cooperation documents, covering such areas as high-quality Belt and Road cooperation planning, the implementation of the Global Development Initiative, economic growth, human resources, application of the Beidou satellite navigation system, export of peanuts to China, and the media exchanges. Among them, one of the bilateral cooperation documents covers around 19 projects and China and Nigeria are cooperating and intend to cooperate with. In addition, multiple cooperation arrangements were signed between relevant departments, state governments, and Chinese companies during the visit. These documents reflect the fruitful outcome of President TINUBU'S visit, the thriving cooperation between our two countries, and the bright prospects of China-Nigeria cooperation. I personally witnessed the signing of the documents. I think it's a very thrilling moment. I guess that China and Nigeria probably we signed the largest number of cooperation documents during the visit. That's my personal guess. I haven't checked the fact. China welcomes the expansion of bilateral trade and supports the import of more quality products from Nigeria into Chinese market. Nigeria is willing to strengthen its partnership with China in the development of energy, mineral resources, and to work with Chinese companies to set up plants in Nigeria to meet local consumption and export needs. The two countries will jointly explore cooperation in areas such as digital economy, green development, blue economy, and agriculture modernization, and foster new growth drivers in cooperation. The two sides agreed to deepen cooperation on the infrastructure connectivity between the two countries. China proactively supports Nigeria in developing its domestic infrastructure construction, including transportation, ports, and free trade zones toward achieving integrated development of industries. The two sides encourage flexible and diverse regional monetary and financial cooperation, such as local currency swaps, to facilitate trade between China and Nigeria and make contributions to global financial stability. The two countries agreed to carry out international cooperation on financial intelligence, on anti-monetary laundering, and countering the financing of terrorism. The two countries will strengthen the coordination of development strategies and open up a new prospect for pragmatic cooperation featuring complementary advantages and mutual benefits. And the overall coordination of China-Nigeria Intergovernmental Committee, which is the first of its kind between China and African countries. We will carry out more and deeper cooperation and exchanges in various fields so as to make more contributions to Nigeria's social and economic development and ensure our pragmatic cooperation benefit our two peoples in a better way. And the fourth point, the visit injects new impetus into the Global South solidarity. During the meeting between President Xi Jinping and President TINUBU, both leaders agreed that standing at a new historical point, China and Nigeria, as important representatives of major developing countries and emerging economies, have been strengthening their strategic coordination, and it will inject new impetus into the China-Africa relations in the new era and lead the way for Global South cooperation. China is the world's largest developing country and the world's second largest economy, while Nigeria is the most populous country and a major country in Africa. Both countries are important members of the Global South and important forces in promoting world peace and development. During the visit, President Xi Jinping proposed that China is willing to strengthen multilateral coordination and cooperation with Nigeria to work together to safeguard the interests of developing countries and to uphold international equity and justice. President Tinubu said that China is consistently committed to promoting peace, stability, and development in Africa, which is highly appreciated by African countries. Africa is willing to work closely with China to usher in a bright future for Africa-China cooperation. As important members of the Global South, the strengthened friendship and cooperation between China and Nigeria will not only play a leading role in South-South cooperation, enhance Global South countries' willingness to strengthen South-South cooperation and jointly realize modernization, but also further strengthen developing countries through unity in international affairs, and join hands to safeguard the common interest of the Global South countries. Going forward, so we will work closely with all sectors of Nigeria to implement the important consensus reached by our two heads of states and ensure that we translate the important consensus between our two leaders into concrete actions in order to push forward for the upgrading of bilateral cooperation and bring more benefits to our two peoples. This is my main task looking forward. So this is the first part of my briefing today on the visit by President Tinubu and his attendance at the FOCAC. The second part is the briefing is on the recently closed summit of the FOCAC. During the 2024 Beijing summit of the FOCAC, new and old friends of China-Africa friendly family met again after 6 years. Leaders, as I mentioned, of all the African countries which have diplomatic relations attended the summit, including the UN Secretary General and also the chairperson of the EU Commission. And I think it's a great gathering. During the summit, under the theme of joint hands to advance modernization and build a high-level China-Africa community with a shared future, the two sides took stock of the journey of China-Africa friendship, commended the progress made in implementing the outcomes of FOCAC, and reached a clear political consensus on strengthening cooperation across the board. Two important documents, the Beijing Declaration and the Beijing Action Plan, were adopted unanimously. All parties agree that the summit is a full success with main outcomes in the following 4 aspects. First, China has entered into strategic partnerships with all African countries having diplomatic relations with China. During the summit, China established or elevated its strategic partnership with a total of 30 countries. China and 53 African strategic partners, standing shoulder to shoulder, will play a great role in improving the well-being of the Chinese and African people and safeguarding world peace and stability. Second, the characterization of the overall China-Africa relations was elevated to an all-weather community with a shared future for the new era. Thanks to nearly 70 years of concerted efforts, the China-Africa relationship is now at its best in history. From a new type of partnership to a comprehensive strategic and cooperative partnership and to an all-weather community with a shared future for the new era, the China-Africa relationship has kept reaching new heights with clearer characterization and greater substance. This progress opens a new chapter in the course of building a community with a shared future for mankind. And thirdly, a 6-point proposition on China-Africa joint efforts to advance modernization was articulated. Realizing modernization is the legitimate and inalienable right of developing countries. How to realize modernization and what kind of modernization to realize are historical tasks facing the Global South. President Xi Jinping pointed out that China and Africa should advance modernization that is just and equitable, and that is open and win-win, that puts the people first, that features diversity and inclusiveness, that is eco-friendly, and that is underpinned by peace and security. This proposition is widely accepted by African leaders and will have a significant and far-reaching impact on spearheading faster modernization of the Global South and advancing global modernization. Fourthly, a blueprint was drawn up for China-Africa cooperation going forward. The summit adopted the Beijing Declaration and the Beijing Action Plan from 2025 to 2027. President Xi Jinping announced 10 partnership actions that China would take with Africa to advance modernization in the next 3 years. I will go very briefly about these 10 actions because I do believe that many of the actions will definitely benefit Nigeria as well. First, the partnership action for mutual learning among civilizations. China is ready to work with Africa to build a platform for governance experience sharing, a China-Africa knowledge network for development, and 25 centers on China and Africa studies. China will invite 1,000 members of African political parties to China for exchanges. Second, the partnership action for trade prosperity. China will voluntarily and unilaterally open its market wider. China has decided to give all LDCs, least developed countries, having diplomatic relations with China, including 33 countries in Africa, zero tariff treatment for 100% tariff lines. It will help turn China's big market into Africa's big opportunity. Thirdly, the partnership action for industrial chain cooperation. China will push forward the pilot zone for in-depth China-Africa economic and trade cooperation and launch an Africa SMEs empowerment program. China will build with Africa a digital technology cooperation center. Fourth, the partnership action for connectivity. China is prepared to put in place a China-Africa network featuring land-sea links and coordinated development for the benefit of trans-regional development in Africa. Fifth, the partnership action for development cooperation. China is ready to implement 1,000 small and beautiful livelihood projects and deliver more fruits of development to the two peoples. Sixth, the partnership action for health. China is ready to establish with Africa a hospitals alliance and joint medical centers. China will send 2,000 medical personnel to Africa and support the development of the Africa centers for disease control. Seventh, the partnership action for agriculture and livelihoods. China will provide Africa with RMB 1 billion yuan in emergency food assistance, build 100,000 mu, that equals about 6,670 hectares of standardized agriculture demonstration areas in Africa, and create at least 1 million jobs for Africa. Eighth, the partnership action for people-to-people exchanges. China will implement with Africa more solidly the future of Africa vocational education cooperation plan and provide 60,000 training opportunities to Africa. 2026 is designated as the China-Africa Year of People-to-People Exchanges. I believe there will be more opportunities for you to travel to China next year. Ninth, the partnership action for global development. China is ready to launch 30 clean energy projects in Africa and collaborate on satellite remote sensing and lunar and deep space exploration. 10th, the partnership action for common security. The Chinese side is ready to build with Africa a partnership for implementing the GSI, provide training for 6,000 military personnel and 1,000 police and law enforcement officers from Africa, and invite 500 young African military officers to visit China. The two sides will conduct joint military exercises training and patrol carry out an action for mine-free Africa, and jointly ensure the safety of personnel and projects. During the summit, the two sides also had strategic communication on the international situation and global governance. The two sides agreed to firmly support each other on issues involving each other's respective core interests, defend the common interests of developing countries, and promote international fairness and justice. The two sides agreed to follow true multilateralism, implement the Global Development Initiative, the Global Security Initiative, and the Global Civilization Initiative, and champion an equal and orderly multipolar world with a universally beneficial and inclusive economic globalization. The two sides agreed to reject small yard, high fence, oppose discrimination and prejudice, redress historical injustices, and ensure that all will benefit from the modernization process. The fruitful results of the summit have aroused a very warm response and widespread resonance. The international community highly praised the summit, believing that the FOCAC has become an important platform for the Chinese and African people to achieve mutual benefit and win-win results and practice the 5 principles of peaceful coexistence. The fruitful results achieved by the summit will not only point out the direction and plan the blueprint for the common development of China and Africa, but will also inject strong power into the modernization course of the Global South and will guide international cooperation with Africa like a beacon. So this is my briefing. I thank you so much for your attention and for time. And with this, I will give the floor to distinguished my good friend, Charles. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks a lot.